All right, what is going on? Welcome back to the Wired Sound podcast. Today we have a special guest, Miami legend, and just absolutely crushing it within the scene. We have Generous B. How you doing, man?
Doing great. What's going on, Landis?
Yeah, man. So happy we could get you on here. I know we had your cousin on like a few months ago.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. I was sitting right on over there watching you guys do the interview. It was a solid interview.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had we had chilled before. We smoked actually right before it, and I was melting actually in that
Always
chair.
risky.
Yeah, so it's something you want to make sure that you don't do. Although I did it again.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's okay.
Makes for better content.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's just chilling. There we go.
Yeah,
Finally
man.
got it.
So how you been? So what have you been up to this past weekend? Let's see, we're in September right now, so party scene is ramping up for.
Yeah. I've been immersing myself in the scene, almost a GA experience, because I've been so behind the scenes for so many years, doing private parties and also clubs, that it can almost get redundant. So I entered a dancer arc. I think it was right around Louis' birthday party. I just started dancing and just letting it move and not caring, and I've been having so much fun by that. And then you meet more people. So yeah, but the parties have been amazing. The scene is so beautiful, and it's very competitive. It's very competitive, but I definitely think that there's way more love than hate out there. You know.
So yeah, you've been throwing events for a while.
Yeah.
I know we were talking about the party that you throw at Jolene on the monthly, right? Is that it?
Yes. The residency party at Jolene, that's my flagship show. It's Generous B Presents.
Okay.
And that's at Jolene every 2 months. So we do it. We're about to come up to our 11th party, and that's on October 2nd. So it's going to be incredible. We have 3 unbelievable DJs, and then also Juan Montes, Mr. Montes. He's going to be playing guitar over some tracks too. So we like to bring in the rock and roll. And we have Baby Bass. She's going to be opening.
Okay.
She is just an absolute star. She looks like an A-list celebrity movie star. You can just be around her and you feel
has that kind
like
of
this.
aura.
Oh, she's like the star in Mario kind of thing.
That's important, honestly, as an artist to have that kind of.
It definitely helps. Let me tell you that it definitely helps. And like booking and this and that. And she's an absolute sweetheart. So it's great to work with her. And she's also she's great in the studio as well too. She's a lyricist. She does a bunch of stuff. She's great. And then after that, one of the best producers that I ever met in Lou Danger. And Louis Danger, he's unbelievable. He's a great DJ. He's a great person, and he's got a lot of people that love him and support him. He's got a lot of great mentors.
Is that pretty important for booking an act? Is having people that will come out with them, or are you factoring that in? Because you only do these 2 times a month, or every other month. So you want to make sure it's a big impact.
I don't want to be that guy that says, "Hey, you have to bring people." Like you got to bring people to the party. If you don't bring 40 people, 50 people, I'm not booking you. Yeah. It's not that, because even if you don't have a big network of people, what I always say to people is like, okay, we're gonna start growing it. We're gonna let's help you. Let's help the network. Let's help that, because if I want to launch people, if I want to help you, if I'm not going to set you on a rocket ship, but if we're just going to be going up nice, I want to make sure that you have all the gas and the gear and everything, food and everything ready to go metaphorically, so that you're not just playing the gig when you think you might want to because it might be cool now. But no, if we launch you in 14 months and we attack a couple places and you do a little seasoning here at this venue or there, I find that to help.
Yeah, to help build it up. That's important. I think a lot of event throwers nowadays, they just expect the artist to do all of the, bringing 20 guests with them or something like that. Yeah. And so that's great to hear that you are helping in the process as well.
Yeah, and then also if I have what I call a blue chip, right? So if somebody like, for example, Hakuna, okay, one of the best artists I know, just released a track. Actually, it was played by Mal P and Seth Troxler in Ibiza. It's only been out for a month. It's got probably close to 200,000 streams now, and he's just the most humble guy. And and also Nat Sirianni, somebody like that, because they're almost an enterprise. Like what Nat's going to bring, she's not just going to show up, be cool, go to the gig, then leave, whatever it is. Nat she's going to promote, and she's going to do everything from marketing and advertising and caring about it. And I like to make a lot of comparisons to sports. So like for baseball, you have a 5-tool player. They can run, they could pass, they could hit, they could do every single thing. They're fast, they're strong. And that's what I try to help the people get into, at least from my perspective.
As DJ producers.
Yeah, I mean, who the hell am I, right? But at the end of the day, I've been in the scene now for 18 years, coming from Jersey and New York, that I've seen a lot of people fail, and I've failed a lot. I've had a lot of errors. I've messed up. And I think that's what has helped me today, because I'm not afraid to go Jersey on somebody and say, hey, dude, like what you're doing right now is just not it. I mean, you're using the RMX 48% of your set right now, homeboy.
I know you got beef with the RMX.
Yeah, it's the first time I'm going to talk about the RMX. I see that over there. I'm about to fight it. No, I'm just kidding. There's no RMX here.
Yeah, no
life, it's like before the RMX and after the RMX. And look, here's the thing. For me, effects and using things like that, it should be the sprinkles on the sundae, right? To sometimes we're going to we're going to put a little bit of, but if I'm sitting there by the pool or if I'm hanging out, the honeys don't want to hear about it. They don't want to stop. Just stop.
Sprinkle it in there lightly.
Let the track be the track. If you want to come up a little bit and do it, people hang out on there. They're chilling all day. Their hands on there more than,
More than the actual transitions.
Just a little bit, It's something that I've been seeing. So, yeah, chill with the RMX. I don't know. Just come on.
All right. So, yeah, it sounds like it's really great to hear you say that you're actually helping the artists build up their kind of whole artist image and bring people along with them to their shows and not just putting it all on them. I struggle with it sometimes as an artist. When I'm playing a new city, I'm like, okay, how am I going to, promote? I can put it on my Instagram, but it's not always the easiest if you're, say, like I'm flying to DC this weekend, and I'm like, I'm trying to think as an artist, I'm like, okay, what can I do to get people out? Obviously, I can, maybe run some ads.
And the real only way is, blitzkrieg, hand-to-hand combat, going to DC a month or two before the gig and saying, I'm going out Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday in this town, and I'm going to make 10 friends.
Yeah.
And 2 or 3 of them are going to have some groups of people, and I'm going to bring 25 people there. And if you do that in Miami, it's, that's the difference in a lot of ways. As somebody who's just getting back into production now, and I respect the producer so much to say that I'm not a producer right now. Like, yeah, I'm learning the DAW. We're putting down some vocals. I'm sitting in the studio almost every single day now, but I'm growing into it, and I respect that. The benefits of, because everyone wants to be a producer DJ. No one really wants to just be a DJ, but the benefits.
Nowadays.
Sure. But when you're a DJ and just a DJ, odds are you kind of know the club more, because producer, you got to be kind of inside, right? So it's that battle between let's make something in the studio, and then like a rock band at Woodstock, let's go release it. Let's go, and then instead of playing it, it's hard to be both at once. But the one thing that I notice is my friends who are the best producers and this and that, the one area out of all 100 categories in the whole realm here of what you can do and what you can be that they struggle with is the networking. Why? Because there's only 168 hours in a week.
Yeah.
How can you possibly produce all this fire like you're producing and then
so
go
do you
out
think
and
a
do
manager coming into play that has a wider network to kind of
No, I think digging your talons into the city. Yeah. Tasting the food of the city, talking to the people, talking to the homeless people outside, talking to that guy who's on Flocka and he's asking for a cigarette. Give him a cigarette. Be out there. It's okay.
Yeah.
Immerse yourself completely in this stuff. And when you do that, then you can build some type of people. But if you just think, whoa, I'm super cool, here's my flyer, come to my party, guess again, because there's 4,000 events that you can go to every night in this town. So why is someone going to come to your event? They're going to come to your event if you're going to put time and energy into it.
Yeah, where they're like, I met this person earlier that day at dinner, and let's go check him out. Bring a crew out.
I was just talking to Louis the other day for the party. He told me that he was in an elevator, or somebody. I forgot exactly. Somebody told me that they were in an elevator on the way up. When they came back out, they're like, "Oh, that person's going to come to the party. I just got their Instagram." I'm like, I do the same thing.
Yeah.
So you got the guy making your sandwich.
Honestly, I mean, until you're like you said, like a Mal P or someone like that, that's kind of what you need to do.
Absolutely.
Before you can be at that level.
Exactly. And instead of, because naturally as humans, we want to get sour about things like, oh, like I should play this, I'm good enough and blah, 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 blah. But well.
You can't have an ego about
it. Yeah. Like, you know what though? What it is that instead of it taking 5 years for you to create a social network, I think Miami, by the way, is on about 5x speed. One day in Miami is really like, like 5 days. I mean, it's great, but it takes time. Right now, I'm auditing my entire social media, my social being, 2,300 contacts in my phone, everything. Who could potentially come to my party, who cannot, and I'm writing every single handwritten down ink in a book. 10 days after the party, starting Monday, I'm going to go by. You're going to get this call. How are you? Do you want to come to the party? Inviting them personally. And that's what it can do. If you think that you're cool, you might be. I don't think I am. I don't want to be the coolest, the best looking, the whatever it is. I just want to be the guy that's going to have fun and bring a safe environment. Like, if it sees my party, that's a good one. One thing, by the way, I know I'm ranting right now, but when I was, Jolene, I love you. This is no knock on Jolene at all. But if you go to a Jolene on a Friday or a Saturday, odds are it's going to be packed. It's going to be awesome. The DJs are going to be amazing. The bartenders are all the coolest. Like, everything, it's the best. But everyone doesn't necessarily know each other. So on the dance floor, there's a lot of people in the place, but it's not smushed in. Yeah, like versus what I notice when I do the party. My party's on a Thursday night. You walk in and everyone just kind of knows each other. It's kind of filtered in there.
Yeah, and that helps with the energy a lot too.
Yeah, when I meet new people, the first thing as I say is, I have a community behind me that I would love to introduce you to. Can I please, and you just moved here, can I please introduce you to, the three of these beautiful people? They're going to help you so much. They're going to help you grow, that kind of thing. Or if you say you make music, I say, hey, meet up with this person.
So, I mean, you might not have a answer on this, but I'm just curious because I had this experience a couple weeks ago. I played in San Diego, first time headlining out there.
Nice.
And I played in LA the night before. That show was like sold out, but a lot of it was from the club. Like, the club just has that kind of following.
Yeah.
Now, the San Diego event, it was much more of like a collective, and maybe 50 people showed out, which was still cool, but it was very spread out. And I had some fans, like hardcore fans, show up, and I felt guilty because the experience was not the same as like the LA show. And then after I talked to them, because one of the fans, it was her birthday, and she came out to see me on her birthday, and had like this immense artist guilt where I'm like, this person came out, I couldn't give her the best set possible because I tried, but she wasn't in the full vibe because she was like in her own.
We do the best we can do, but you're down for the greater good. I'm sure she still had a good birthday.
Yeah,
she still did her thing. It's tough. Out of state stuff is tough. Across the country stuff, that's really. I've done some things. I've done some things in Colombia. I've done it in New York City. We did some stuff. I've done some of those, but part of the brand and what I'm really trying to have here is to be proud for a 305 local party, like a real 305er event. And it's not that I don't want to go international or whatever, not with this party. This is just a Jolene thing, and kind of and keeping it real close in there and honoring Miami more, as opposed to like just wanting to send off and like launch. I can see, like, when I meet an artist or I meet somebody, I can see somebody that they're either really bit by the music bug and that made them dress in a very, colorful way that they love, or make music in a certain way or whatever it is. Or they're trying to be cool. And there's a lot of people here that are trying to be cool, and that's fine because I'm still going to help you, and that's cool. But at the end of the day, it's like, what is this person's intention? What are they trying to do? So like, obviously for someone like you who's inspired, I mean, who even knows how many people now with what you're doing with the school and all these different things, you are like you're a music man. It's in you. So
20 years.
Yeah. So no matter how, even if you tried to stop with music, you probably would be thinking about, So
I gave it 6 months, like maybe 3 years ago. Or no, not 3 years ago, like 6 years ago. I tried real estate for like 6 months. It was a nightmare.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, back to being a DJ.
Probably thinking about music every day. Never again,
yeah. Well, I still was producing constantly.
Oh, for sure.
All right, back before I get too far from what I was saying with San Diego, do you how intertwined do you think an artist and the promoter / like event thrower should be before an event? Like, do you think it should be like a call, or because I'm like thinking of implementing like a weekly call or leading up to the event with the people that are booking me, so I can help. Like, I want to help. I want to make sure the events.
I have a group chat in my phone that I make a fresh of every GBP at Jolene, and what I'll do is I'll put it as one of my main chats on my iPhone up there, and one of my favorite chats, so I'm always in there. And we're in there sending memes. We're talking. We're all probably going to go out to dinner and a thing. You know, we've been in the studio. So I like to almost make everybody almost like friends. So forget like a week check-in or this and that. I mean, for anybody that I'm booking, I want to talk to you every day. Call me at 3 o'clock in the morning. If you have a problem with something, if your girlfriend or boyfriend or somebody's pissing you off or whatever, and you just don't know what to do, or you want to do drugs, or you don't know who to call, or whatever it is, call me. I'm ready to go. And that's really what it's like offering. Like, yeah, I could give you a gig, you know, but I can introduce you to some pretty cool people and some people that are going to help your career. But that's what matters, knowing that I really care about your success, so that in 6 months from now, when you're using the RMX way too much, I might be comfortable now to say, I don't think it's proper to use the RMX at the rate you're using it. But yeah, I think that's probably the key.
Okay. Well, yeah, I guess I'm just trying to figure out for these out-of-state shows. Sometimes I just air my personal DJ
I would say, no, like, I'll be straight real with you. Here's what I would do. If I had a show on a Saturday in San Diego, I'd fly to San Diego if I could on Tuesday or Wednesday, and I would absolutely hit for sure 1 or 2 spots Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Saturday, I'd be at the beach, for sure. You got to go, you know, peanuts, Cracker Jacks. If you're not like that, you're not going to sell stuff.
Yeah.
Like if it's just like, hey, come and buy the concessions at the concession stand, people are not going to sell them like they do. They need that guy out there dripping beer on everybody's head.
Yeah.
You know. But but it's tough though, because I have a sticker that I send around sometimes, and I put, and it's this rotund man with a frumpy look and a hat, and he's holding a bunch of, you know, a whole case thing of beer, and he's selling, you know, beer and popcorn, whatever.
Yeah.
And sometimes I have a joke with Acuna where, you know, if I'm calling people too much or talking about the party too much, you know, he's like beer, soda, Cracker Jacks, hot dogs. But yeah, so it's hard because
artists, I think naturally it's tough to self-promote. Like it just kind of conflicts a little bit with the art, like what you were saying. We're locked in the studio for, you know, 2 years before anyone hears us, and then like all of a sudden we're like expected to, you know, put on our promoter hat. So it's a hard thing, I think, for us sometimes to self-promote. I think it's just constant struggle.
To give some hope and through faith here, though, it doesn't take long. Some of the people that I've been hanging out with, I've literally known them for 4 or 5 weeks. Mm-hmm. My friend Freddie, an amazing guy, Night Owl Music, amazing dude, really quality person, okay, and great producer. Yeah, amazing song he showed me the other day. He's working on right now. He's unbelievable. This guy, I just knew in 2 seconds I could trust him. I could feel his energy. He's a real person. He's that. So I'm like instantly, you know, I'm like told him like, you're sticking around us. Meet Jake. Meet everybody. Yeah. We're doing this. So again, that's the only way. I mean, theoretically, even if I had 10 people walking around Miami handing out flyers for me or handing out whatever, it doesn't have the same thing as I'm smoking a cigarette with somebody.
I know Generous B, like, I fuck with that guy.
Absolutely.
Let's go to his event.
Because who the hell am I? I'm not like come to my party where they're
friends with you.
First of all, I got to say this, and I should have said this before. Throwing an event anywhere is, and I'm getting goosebumps saying this, is an absolute honor. Okay, I've thrown at other venues. I've done other states. I've done some stuff, but to be with Jolene and the people behind the scenes at Jolene, from the bookers, the owners, and I truly mean this. This is no cap or anything right now. The staff, everybody, the sound, the tech, the whole place, it's so amazing, and it's such an honor to be able to throw a party there. So it's something I think about every 10 minutes, every 5 minutes. I'm just thinking, wow, I'm so grateful for this. I'm so grateful for this. And that feeling, that's what I had when I first started the Generous P Project 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. I was getting these gigs. I was getting Floyd gigs all the time. I was getting some stuff. I had really good gigs. I don't want to shout them out, but they were awesome, and they still are awesome. And I would just sit around my DJ friends and producer friends, and I'd feel a little bit uncomfortable because, you know, they're just as good as me, but they're not getting all these gigs, you know, so what do I do there? So I'm like, you know what? All right, Eagle Room. Yeah. Let's book them at Eagle Room. Let's season them up here. Let's do whatever I can do. Like, my gig's your gig. What if I can share that? So, it's very special to play shows at Jolene and then also a book at Jolene.
I think that's super important as well as like a DJ to have those moments where you realize like, okay, I'm at this point. This is amazing that I even got this far. Like I was at Strawberry Moon in Miami the other day.
Strawberry Moon.
And I was like looking up at the sun. I was like, I'm playing daytime in Miami. Like 5-10 years ago, this would have been a dream. Like I'm so lucky that I am at this point. And I think artists, we sometimes are just so focused on like, what's next? How do I headline EDC or like the biggest shit possible? And whereas you got to like appreciate where you're at.
Exactly. So exactly what you just said is something that is very, very important, because people are like, oh, I don't want to do these rooftop gigs anymore. I don't want this. Oh, do you want a gig in Ibiza? All right, cool. Like we'll just do that instead. Yeah. It's not like that. Yeah. You have to
appreciate where you're at.
Look, I was carrying speakers and DJ equipment on the sand and doing ceremonies and receptions inside, outside, everywhere in New York and New Jersey for over 10 years. And I mean, I'm playing Bon Jovi. I'm playing Bruce Springsteen. Legends. Great stuff. Amazing stuff. But I'm waiting for 3.5 hours from after the dinner at the wedding so I could drive over the bridge to Bushwick and go to a rave until Wednesday. Yeah. Because it's just what it is. So, through my career there, I would be behind there playing Pitbull, and sometimes I'd have to walk out of the room. Journey, Don't Stop Believing. I would hear that and vomit-inducing. And I've just so many times in this. And then eventually it got to the point where I'm like, you know what? Pitbull pays my bills. Pitt, that's what it is. Like, he's helping me. Like, I should love this. Like, what do you mean? And then I started to love it. And I would tell him, I can curse on this?
Yeah.
Curse on this? All right, I should have been cursing. All right, try. And I've been slouching too, so I see you on that. I haven't been talking to you, but that thing, man, I don't even know what I was saying there.
Just that it's important to appreciate where you're at.
Dude, exactly.
Like, I think a lot of artists get burnt out because they don't do that enough and take a step back.
100%.
That's where the burnout comes in.
100. And then also too, on the inverse of it, if you do get a break here with the track, if you do get something going on here, like for example, Hakuna, okay? Hakuna, great track, this thing on XXX radio now for Mau P, okay? He loves the song. Monarchy, love you. He played the song on the terrace. We were with all the homies, and he played the song. And Hakuna is staying grounded. And this is one of the reasons I talk to him every day and everything, too, because I know this kid is going to the moon. But I got to make sure that he's going to go there and keep level, and that's not something that you see every day. So, yeah, it's tough to stay grounded.
Yeah. I think, the more you succeed also, sometimes having fans and stuff come up gets a little to your head, I think, as an artist maybe, and you're like, oh shit, like I'm big or something like that. And then you gotta and then you have an ego check 2 weeks later, you have a empty show, and you're like, all right, maybe not.
Yeah, like how do you talk about that without sounding egotistical?
I know.
It's so tough. No, it's tough. I remember that the first time it happened to me, when someone's like, you're generous B, and I just like, come on, like what are you talking about, dude? Like, come on, my name's Ben, like stop with this. Like, I don't know, I just couldn't really take it serious. But then I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, hey, you know what? I've done that like 1,000,000 times to people, and they've just been the homeless guy on the ground that I think is amazing, and I'm always glazing everybody. So you know what? I'll take a little glaze. It's all good.
But no, I think it's always a tricky thing as an artist is just kind of keeping your ego in check and just making sure that you're grateful for where you're at. And that's, I saw someone post about it the other day. That's like, I think it was Olivia, one of the, she's has a podcast also talking about DJs, and she was saying she met a bunch of DJs backstage, I think at North Coast or Lollapalooza, and what she noticed that was the same with all of them is that they were just the nicest human beings ever.
For sure.
And like, I think that says something. Even there's ones that, maybe get massive and then they crash and burn because maybe they weren't nice to everyone or shit like that happens behind the scenes. And word gets around and then no one wants to work with an asshole.
Exactly. If you're getting to the top, there's the amount of people you've interacted with and amount of emails and that you've been filtered through so much. It's exactly what you said, mostly sweeties, realistically when it comes down to it. And we think these people are going to be some special kind of thing, whatever, and then you plug your USB right in next to them, and they're talking to them like, oh.
Yeah, I've met so many artists. I'm like, these. I was like surprised. Like these are just like the most humble.
Especially in Miami, because you go out to some of the clubs in Miami and you never know what you're going to see. We saw Michael Irvin the other day at Space. Cowboy legend was there. Yeah, so he was there. Just it's always a time. You never know who you're going to see on the terrace.
Do you have any memorable Space nights that like go down in history for you as one of the best nights of all time? Or
this month?
Just in general.
Just kidding. Well, like I said, I have actually been getting out there more this year than I ever have in my life, just to see memorable space nights. Wow. Actually, the first night back when they had the Peggy Goo night back in September, I believe it was, in 2024 when space came back, they had one of my favorite DJs DJ right before her, John Talbot. Okay. John Talbot, yeah, he's from the UK. Not a lot of people know John Talbot, but I heard him play at Bardot back, I think, 2012, 2013. He was throwing down some eclectic, I don't even know how to, John Talbot, check him out. Unbelievable DJ set. I'll be honest, for me, the Terrace, it's got to be a real special DJ. You know, like we went to Richie Houghton, we saw Richie Houghton, and then I thought that was really solid. But to be honest with you, the pretty much the best sets that I've heard, you know, especially this year, and you know what I hear, it's the Residents.
Yeah.
You know, it's Danilino, it's Mata, it's Monarchy.
I mean, they're putting the hours in. Like some of the headliner DJs, obviously amazing producers, but they maybe play, I don't know, 128 hours throughout the year or something.
Yeah.
Whereas the Residents, they're playing like 5-6 hour sets every single day. So you get a lot more time to refine your sets. And
look, Miss Mata is, she's just like a laser. I mean, I don't even think I've ever heard her train wreck or mess up one time. It almost sounds pre-recorded. You know, and someone like Danilino, I mean, he just, I believe he had a back-to-back. I was at this one actually about a month ago with Keenahow. We were with some of the guys. We were chilling, and they had an amazing back-to-back. And they actually put it during, I believe, the main time. I think it was 4 to 8 a.m., something like that.
So that's peak hour.
And and Danny really took it home. He's incredible. I've seen that guy crush it so many times. And then also my boy Monarchy, who I'm going back-to-back with at 3 Points next month. So I'm really excited about that. It's like exactly a month away. He's just a machine. I mean, he's just a dominant DJ.
Yeah.
You know. So
do you think it's tough to make a jump from resident to like touring DJ or?
I think about that a lot actually. I think about, you know, somebody like, you know, for example, Mata plays so many gigs in Miami, and then now she's starting to do all this stuff in Ibiza. She's going out to Spain. She's doing all this stuff, and I'm noticing that more. You know, I'm noticing that with, I mean, a lot of these guys. You know, they're traveling and they're doing their thing. Look at Layla Benitez. You know, now she's all over. She's doing her thing. Same with.
So you don't think you can get kind of like typecasted as a DJ? You think it's like it feeds in? I'm just
I think that yes, I do. I think that if there's some person that's in the booth that day, or they see the recording on whatever it is, or you're one of the residents that I just named, or the affiliate residents, any of these other people as well too, unbelievable. They're so nasty. They're so good that all it takes is one person to hear the mix. The next thing you know, like Miguel and Tons. Why are they not really in Miami much now? Because they're all over the place now. Yeah. They're crushing it. And that's a good example of it. I think when you have the right management to get you to that agent spot, and you've been marinating in the club scene where you are, then you can launch. Look at Maluska.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Amazing talent. And by the way, she's the same person now as when I met her 4 years ago at Space when I was working security. And she was just DJing, trying to do an opening set and whatever it is. Super humble, super talented. And she's staying grounded. But look, she's doing stuff with Jamie Jones. She's all over the place. So, you know, you don't really think like, well, who in Miami is so big all over? Well, you start to think they have their roots.
Yeah, you know? Stars in there. Yeah, so I think that's a good tip for like aspiring DJs is don't be concerned about taking it. Like you should take the residency. Absolutely. If you get offered a residency.
If somebody says to you, take a residency at this rooftop spot, and you're thinking to yourself, but I want to play. Okay, maybe you're right. And maybe it's not, you know, exactly what it is. If somebody wanted me to play a tiki bar right now on Saturday nights, and this way I couldn't be involved in the other events that I'm in right now, that might not be the move for me because I have other stuff that would work. But for somebody that needs to do that, season yourself, marinate yourself. You know, if you want to play a gig, great. Talk to me in 6 months. If you want, you know, that kind of thing. But with that said, I say that with complete passion and love because, yeah, talk to me in 6 months, but I'm going to talk to you for the rest of your life. I'm going to try to help you forever. But I don't want to just jump into it. Very few people can we do that for, you know, and now the party really has changed to where I feel like we can launch some people now.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think that every other month is an interesting thing as well because a lot of event throwers are doing like weekly parties, but you can put a lot into a party if you're doing it every other month.
Yes, I'm happy that you brought this up, actually, because there's nothing wrong with doing a weekly party, but to do it and have the expectations that it's going to hit like a monthly party or a bi-monthly party, you're wild. You're wild. You know, that's essentially, if you look at Vegas and the Vegas model, it's like, you know,
every
Tiesto and blah, 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 back to back, and it's just, it doesn't work. You know, my uncle told me this many years ago. He said, I started making a lot of money and I was eating steak and lobster every single day. And I went to the grocery store like 4 or 5 days in a row and I just kept buying fresh steak and lobster. And by the weekend, I didn't want that anymore. And like now to this day, I still like don't even really like it as much.
That's a
and
good
I'm thinking,
analogy.
I'm like, all right, wow, like even, but yeah, to get into space in this scene here is definitely, it's close knit. I mean, it's you know, they say the space mafia, you know, everyone says what it is. And for rightly so. I mean, they're doing the best stuff. They care the most. It's the most passion. But at the end of the day, it's hard to get in there. So what I want my party to be is almost the shooting ladder for that artist. You know, if you're out there right now and you're in your bedroom, maybe you have anxiety, maybe you haven't DJed in 5 years, maybe you just started DJing today, maybe you haven't DJed before, and you want to DJ because you love the music and you love the people and you love the vibe, let's go. Call me.
Hit 'em up. Hit your line.
Hit my line. 3 minutes left. 3-minute warning.
Yeah. All right. Awesome, man. So yeah, I think we've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so tell people a little bit about. I mean, obviously you have the party coming up October
2nd. Baby Bass, Louis Danger, Frankie DeRay, Juan Montes, Mr. Montes going to be on guitar. It's going to be.
Are you going to play a set also? Or
I'm going to play a set.
Okay.
I'm going to be playing. I switched the format around, so instead of any back-to-backs or anything, it's going to be 90-minute sets. So we got Baby Bass from 10 to 11:30, from 11:30 to 1. You got Louis Danger, and then sorry, from 11:30 to 1. Yeah, true. Sorry. And then from 1 to 2:30, my man Frankie DeRay, and Frankie's gonna bring the energy, super electric. He's got the big time energy. So Louis is gonna put everybody in a trance almost. It's gonna be deep house with some elements of techno, some elements of house music. He has his own sound, and you're really gonna hear that. So that's gonna be great. He's gonna play a lot of his own music. He's gonna kill it. And Baby Bass is just going to set it so nice. Get there early though. We're looking at a sellout for this show. Actually, we're going to try for a 330 out of 330 ticket sellout. So yeah.
All right, that's gonna be a fun one. What would you say to like an aspiring, I guess someone that wants to throw events in their local city? What would like your maybe top 3 tips that you would give?
Yeah, top 3 tips is I would say rethink every decision that you're going to make from the back end. Don't just go out there and put a flyer with 57 names on it. Don't throw a party every single week. Get out of that. Go to somebody's backyard party and just hang out with them. Meet 3 or 4 people. Every time I go out, I try to meet 3 people. And if you do that every single time, anywhere, you go to the bookstore, the cashier behind the thing, I invite them all the time, anything. We're going to go probably stop at 7-Eleven. I'm going to invite that guy to October 2nd. It's any time that you pretty much can go. But yeah, the piece of advice for throwing a party would be to just be very, very calculated. And if something goes wrong, just know it's okay. Dust your shoulders off. Try again. That's it.
Okay. Wait, so it's you got always talk to everyone about the event?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Things are going to go wrong?
Yeah.
What's like one more?
One more. The other thing would be, to be authentic. If you think that if you love hip hop and you kind of like house music, but you want to throw a house music party, start a hip hop party.
Yeah,
I'm considering and very highly considering starting a hip hop party. We're actually about to do hopefully a residency at the Corner. We're going to be doing some stuff, maybe at some other places as well too, where we can do some like hip hop and some other kind of nights. So, again, you don't want to be that guy that's doing it because I kind of like it. You want to just breathe this. You can't stop that.
People see right through that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't send me tracks. If my friend has a label, right? They're going to send them tracks because they want to get on the label, not because they want to be cool, and it's hard to sift that because we're in Miami, baby. This is Miami. This is it. You're trying to be cool. Like that's at the end of the day. And there's nothing wrong with that, but don't do it at, the mercy of, some bad stuff going
Yeah,
on.
be authentic with it.
Be authentic.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you again for coming out and doing this.
Thanks, bro.
And we'll
Been
see
real.
you
I really appreciate it.
a few weeks on the Wired Sound podcast.
For sure.